Okay, so we're going to try a second attempt at the grade 7 cube shelf. You see I have it designed here. I'm going to try to design it again. First recording didn't work. So here we go. So you go to Create New from your Sketchup for Schools app, and you're going to choose fractional inches. And we're going to create, we just got to wait for a second while it loads. All right, so we're going to get rid of this person here. So we're just going to select and backspace or delete or erase. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our rectangle tool, and from the axes we're going to click release, drag in the direction we want to go, and we're going to type 4,6 because we're going to make a 4-inch by 6-inch piece. We don't need the symbols because our default is inches. We hit enter. Then, because it's so small, we're going to do Control-Shift-E to bring everything up into view, and then just zoom out a little bit. So that is called zoom extents. We're going to do P for push pull. So we're going to click release, drag vertically, and we're going to type 3/4 because it's 3/4 inch thick material that we're going to be using. We hit our space bar to get our select tool, and we're going to triple click it. Notice that the whole thing is selected now. That's really important. We want to make this a component. Anytime in SketchUp you make a new piece in a project, you need to make it a component. Then we're going to type G, which is the shortcut for creating a component. We can call it something if we want, like top, bottom, but you don't have to. You can just leave it as component 1. All right, next thing that we're going to do is we are going to just zoom out a little bit more. So I'm using the trackpad. It's kind of not as good, but you just got to pinch and pull with your 2 fingers. Next thing then is we're going to type H for our pan tool. I'm going to move this a little bit more into view. And I'm going to then type T for my tape measure. And this is going to create guide lines. Now we want guide lines, not guide marks, guide points. So you see if I go from a corner, it just makes a point. We don't want that. We want a guide line. So from the bottom line, we're going to go straight vertical. So on that blue axis, you see how the arrow turns blue. We're going to type in 6 again because this is a cube. It's not a rectangular prism. So next that we're going to do is we're going to type M for move. This is our way of copying, and we're going to hit Control. So when you get that little black plus symbol next to the red arrows, that means that you're going to be copying. So we need to grab it at an intersecting point. Well, this is going to be the outside of our project, so we're just going to pull that straight up, and you notice it's still on blue axes until it connects with that line. Next, we're going to make our side pieces. So we type R, make a rectangle, go straight down over, so 4, 3/4, 3/4, enter. Then we're going to go with our push-pull again, P for push-pull, and we're going to connect it to that corner. We just made a new piece, so we got to make it a component. So we triple click that piece. We're going to type G. We're going to call this the sides. We're going to say OK. And from there now we have our 2 pieces made, but we're going to copy that one over. So move Control. We're going to place it over on that right side using those intersecting points. There we go. So now this is all fine and dandy, but we want to move this all as one. So what I want to do is I want to drag a box from top left to bottom right completely around the shape, and we're going to then right click on it and say make group. And what that does is now when we click off to the side and select it again, it's all one piece. So when we go to our next step, because you guys are going to be making 4 of these, move that over with my pan tool again, the H tool. You're making 4 of these, so we want to copy this, and we're going to use 4 of them. So I'm just going to grab it from, I don't know, let's go this corner, let's go midpoint. Should have at least half of them connecting when we go to fasten these together in the shop. So the midpoint is halfway. Another beauty thing of SketchUp, you don't have to do the math, it does it for you. Yeah, let's go with that. Do a little different design this time than I've done in the past. And let's grab at, come on, move control, grab it at this corner. Yeah, sure. It's kind of a wonky looking shelf, but let's go with that. The next thing then that we're going to do is we're going to do Control-Shift-E, get everything into view. Notice that I orbited a little bit to the side, so O will do that, or if you push down on your scroll mouse, that'll do that. And then the next thing that we want to do is we want to paint it, so B for bucket. We're going to go into our wood folder. Come on. And I'm going to go with that one. There we go. Boom, done. Now, the last thing that we need to do is dimension this. I guess not the last thing. We also would like to go to our glasses, and we're going to turn off our axes and our guides because we don't need those anymore. We're then going to get our dimension tool out. So if you don't know where dimension is, you can just search for it. Now I've already created a shortcut here called Shift D, but if you click there, you can set your own shortcut. And now I go to dimension, it's just D. So type in D and way better. So this is going to show our measurements for the project. Click 2 points, drag up, and pan that down a little bit more because I'm just going to focus on dimensioning one of these cubes. We don't need to dimension them all. Just need to know the information that we need to build it without having too much information that gets cluttered. Click the other. So we got our length and our width. We need to know our thickness. Now, when you go to print this out, sometimes those numbers kind of blur together on a small measurement like this. So you can actually right click on it and you can change the text position. So I'm going to change it to the outside and see. No, didn't do anything. Let's try that again. Outside start. Well, what the heck is going on here? There we go. I don't really like that. Try it one more time. Outside start. Come on. There. Finally did that. Must be my mouse. Okay. Dimension again. We got to show what the length of our sides are so we know how big to build them. And that right there should show all of our measurements that we need in order to build this. So when you're ready, I want you to print this off. You should also give it a title. So save it, and when you click on the title, it'll ask you to save it into your Google Drive. So that's great. What I also want to do is we want to go to print. And what I love about SketchUp for Schools, the new versions, is that it's got this white background and you can adjust your view within the print preview. So I can still use my hand tool, my pan tool to get everything so I can see it best I can. I can zoom out a little. There, that looks pretty darn good. I can't really see that 4.5. Probably should have pulled that out a little bit more. There we go. That works. All right. So with that, then you can click print PDF and you're all done.